Hi everybody and welcome to a life group. I hope you are excited and ready to have a really good night. This is part of our influencer series and do you know what, we really believe in that. Each one of you knows that you are going to be an influencer. You are an influencer in your world and yeah, we're super excited and I hope you have a great night tonight.
Audacious Youth, how is it going? It's so good to be back in life groups. Online, Youth Online is coming back. I am absolutely pumped for this season that we have got ahead of us. And right now, where you are in your life groups, for your life group leaders, we have got a reach from Chester into North Wales, South Manchester, Manchester Central and North Manchester. Our movement is growing. We are Audacious Youth, one youth group, one movement, and I'm so excited to be with you. If you don't know me, my name is Josh, and I'm the assistant youth pastor here in Chester. I'm absolutely pumped for what is coming and what God has got for us as a youth group, as a movement in this season. So just before I get started with a word that I've got for you, I just wanted to encourage you all, go and grab your Bibles, grab it now before we get started. And if there's anything you want to highlight or any notes you want to make, then that is just perfect. And I really encourage that. So what we're going to be looking at today is Matthew 4:18 to 20. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read it out on here. If you want to follow in your Bibles or follow along, that is absolutely brilliant. If you just want to sit back and listen, then sit back and listen and let me read it for you. So verse 18, as Jesus was walking beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon, also called Peter, and his brother Andrew. They were casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. Come follow me, Jesus said, and I will make you fishers of men. At once they left their nets and they followed him. What I absolutely love about this Audacious Youth is Jesus sees us with a heavenly perspective. He saw Peter and Andrew in that moment, not just with an earthly perspective, but with a perspective of heaven. As Jesus is both man and the Son of God as man. He doesn't just see who we currently are, but he sees the big picture of our lives. He knows every part of who you are and who I am right now, when he also knows every part of who we will become. Jesus didn't just see Peter the fisherman in these verses. He saw Peter on the day of Pentecost preaching the gospel. He saw Peter, his friend, preaching to thousands and walking with him as he fed 5,000 people and witnessing his own full ministry. And that to me just blows my mind. Jesus, when he looks at us, he sees the greater narrative of our lives and who we are. Before I started to live my life alongside Jesus, and before I had had an encounter with him that completely kick-started a whole new version of Josh, I remember counting myself out. I remember having feelings of unworthiness, feelings that my baggage and my sin, the character that who I'd become, stood in the way of the heavenly perspective that Jesus had of me. I can remember feeling freedom as Jesus took my sin and replaced it with life. Having Jesus as the influencer in my life has built me, it's grew me, and it showed me parts of myself that I, one, didn't even know existed, or two, thought had died. By making Jesus the influencer in your life, you will be empowered to live as an influence of him. And you'll be able to live with his transformative power in your school, in your families, and in your friendship groups. Because when we make Jesus our influencer, we will naturally shine his light on the people that we are around, in the environments that we are in. So what we're going to do now, Audacious Youth, is in just a moment, we're going to split off back into our life groups. And we're going to discuss 3 questions that I've set out for us. And through these questions, I really hope that we can really start to talk about, do we trust Jesus as the main influence of our life? Who is the main influence of our life? And do we sometimes count ourselves out because of our own feelings of unworthiness? Do we trust Jesus as the main influence of our life?
Well, I hope you've had some really good conversations, but keep talking, keep texting your life group leader or your life group, and keep asking questions, because that is how we grow in our faith and in our knowledge and in our journey with God and each other. So we'll see you again next week. We love you loads.